Good afternoon, students. Welcome to our third session. I am Dr. Madhulika, Faculty, School of Management Studies, Indira Gandhi National Open University. Learners, everybody needs motivation, whether you are in the office or at home. Without motivation, a person cannot do their work successfully. So, motivation is the key of success. Basically, motivation is two types. One is a positive motivation and another is a negative motivation. Positive motivation means, positive motivation is employee gets award, reward, appreciation, job security, increments, etc. But in negative motivation, employee gets demotion, threatening from job, less salary. All these are the parts of negative motivation. For that, today's topic is motivation. For that, we have an eminent resource person, Professor Sanjay Keher. He is a corporate trainer and he is a visiting faculty in a different business school in Delhi and NCR. Today's topic is motivation, which is a part of MCO1 MCOM program. So I would request to Dr. Keher, please start with your presentation.
I want to wish everybody a very good afternoon to all my students and the viewers. Now, in the beginning, let us understand what is motivation. I have always believed motivation is your mindset. Mindset in the sense of it is of two types. One is intrinsic, the other is extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation means you are motivated from your own self, right, from the mind. You like to do jobs which you enjoy. That is very, very important, like at your workplace or even as at your home, at your place of work, at your home is always an intrinsic the motivation. Extrinsic motivation is which is try to motivate you at your workplace, like the ambience of the workplace, the boss with whom you are working, the people who are working with you, the seniors, the juniors, and all your peer groups. So motivation is a very, very important aspect in our personal life and also in our corporate life. So the motivation is something which motivates us. Studies on the motivation attempts to show why people behave in a way they do and to understand that what causes such a behavior. For example, if I have two employees, one is working very well, he is enjoying his working, the second employee is not enjoying his working, but the talent he has might be even better than the employee number one. So now what is the reason that holds back this employee number two from putting in his best? That is, his boss is not able to get the job done out of him. He lacks, because the motivation is lacking. This is what we call as motivation. And if I slightly tend to motivate this employee number two, he does better than might be even the best of the person who is working within my organization. So motivation can be, we all know that money is the biggest a motivator. It motivates us all. It gives us delight. It gives us passion. For might be some other person, motivation is the place or a designation that he has in his or her organization. As in a family, the father is the head of the family. It is his job to motivate all of the family members, and he earns to give them the best of everything in life they can ask for. But in an organizational setting, it is your salary that motivates you. It is the ambience that motivates you. It is, of course, that is how your boss behaves with you and how your peer group behaves with you, and the job itself also tends to motivate you. So in a corporate setting, we always try to put employees at the right place, at the right time, and at the right job. Because if they are not placed at the right job, this might not be, of course, motivating that particular employee. But then we also make certain, of course, mistakes. We can place certain employees who are not suited for a particular job, and then we have to rectify all these things from or by training these employees. Now, training also increases their spirit of working better. It tends to motivate them to work better, and training is a very, very essential part of any organizational growth. And of course, motivation leads to your increase in profitability. If I talk about an organization, now what motivates students the most?
Sorry for interrupt you. Training is also a part of motivation.
Yes, actually training motivates you. After we have identified the training needs of my employees, this helps you to do the job better, right? And if you are doing your job better, definitely it gives you, of course, a satisfaction that you are able to perform good, and you are able to complete your task in the stipulated time period. Because today each and every task is quantitative. It is always time bound, and if my boss gives me that this particular task needs to be achieved in 3 days, I have to do it, of course, within that 3 days period. But if I have the right attitude, because an attitude also plays a very, very important role to motivate me, then if I have the right training of the job that I have to perform, so naturally this would tend to motivate me. This will give you more confidence, and this will give me better state of mind. Why? Because I know that the job I am doing I am doing it, of course, right. So that is very, very important.
Right.
And there are certain great stalwarts who have contributed to the motivation. I would like to pick up one is Maslow. Now, Maslow gave a very, very important motivation, the need, of course, in a hierarchy. Now, the first need that he gave was the basic need that we all need, that is your food, the shelter, and the clothing, right? Water, air, that is the basic need that he had talked about. The step number 2 that he had talked about is the safety needs. We all need to be safe in the particular job that we are working. We need our jobs to be good, going on well. Then we need to be safe in our home, right? Because home is the best place where we feel secure, we feel very safe. And this is a need which is needed by each and every individual. The next level need is love, the desire to love and being loved. Why? Because man is of course a social, of course, an animal. We prefer to stay in groups and teams, and this is always there, that there is a love and affiliation between, of course, an individual. So that also motivates us to do the job better. As in the beginning of this session, I had mentioned about the boss. The boss has to empathize with you. Empathy means love. He needs to understand your needs, wants, and demands, and only then he is able to, of course, motivate you. Now, yes, money is the biggest, of course, motivator. We all know it, worldwide, globally. But then even, of course, a pat at the back can motivate employees, which is very, very important. The next need is, we all need power. We need, of course, prestige, and we need that our job should be done, that we should be paid for our job. So this is esteem needs. You need to, of course, recognize the efforts that our employees have put in. Esteem needs is very, very important. Esteem needs give you the kind of, the designation gives you esteem, then money can give you esteem, your salary can give you your esteem, the place in that organization can give you esteem, and the next need is self, of course, actualization. That is, you have achieved what you had wanted to achieve in your life. You have become the CEO of any organization. You have reached at the top level in any, might be of course in a government organization. You had basically achieved what you had wanted to achieve in your life. So the of course an objective of your life has been met. Now you have started indulging in helping out people, acting as a mentor, acting as a trainer, helping these people out, these youngsters, like the students, like your own family members who are in need. Now, Maslow was very strict in his these 5 steps. He told that till your, of course, lower order needs have been met, you are not able to go on to the higher order needs. The first 3 needs have been termed as lower order needs, and the esteem and the self-actualization needs have been termed as the higher order needs. This Maslow's study is still applicable in the corporates because this is the best kind of a study that the practicing of course managers of today still follow this Maslow need hierarchy. Now, but Maslow was very strict because then it was then a strictness has also led to somewhat of course a distortion in this kind of a Maslow need hierarchy theory. The next
so he didn't consider a love as a in higher level of
no, love
motivation.
is a basic need.
Okay.
Love is a lower order need. See, if we do not have love, we are not able to perform. Now, love within the family, the love between a father and a son, the love between parents and kids, the love between a mother and a daughter and a son, then a love between spouses. This is a basic order need. This we all need it. Because, of course, without love, we are loners. And loner is very difficult to survive in today's world.
So, it's a lower level
Yeah,
motivation.
it's a lower, yes, it's a lower level need.
Okay.
That is very, very essential in order to, of course, survive in today's world.
Okay.
And but the higher order needs is, of course, the esteem.
It's only required in professionalism.
No, even in our day-to-day life,
Okay.
love we need it, because see, if I work the whole day, if I get back to my house, and if that love and affection is not there, so naturally I won't be, of course, motivated to work at all.
Exactly.
Why? Because the next day is pretty hard. I have to start my day at 7 a.m. and I work till might be at 10 or might be 11 p.m. So then it is very difficult, because if I do not get the love and, of course, an appreciation at home, it is very difficult for a person to do the job well the next day, and in order to of course sustain that, of course, a performance that he is able to give or she is able to give, which is very important.
Right.
The next is the Herzberg two-factor theory. Now, Herzberg has broken these the areas into 2 factors. One is area, of course, that gives you of course a satisfaction. The other is, of course, a dissatisfaction. Now, satisfaction is that can come from achievement, of course, a recognition that your work has to be, of course, recognized. The job that you have been basically assigned, and then the work, of course, itself. As I mentioned in the beginning, that you should be able to enjoy that work, that is putting the, of course, right person at the right place at the right time, of course, tends to, of course, motivate you, so that you can, you are able to do the job better. Why? You have knowledge and skill of doing that job, and you have prior, you have done this job in your prior organization, and so it will always give you of course, a motivation to work well. Why? Because you are a master of that, might be work that you are doing. Like if I talk about the IT, now of course, IT is a very specialized field. And if a person is working in this IT field, there are specialists in each and every, of course, in a program or each and every in a software. So the work of course, itself also tends to motivate you. And then we should always keep on changing these, of course, employees, giving them certain roles which they can also do it well. Might be if I have a person who is good in HR. Now I tend to, of course, analyze that, okay, this and a person A can be a good and a marketing the person also. He can contribute to the marketing field also. So by giving him certain training, I can then also put him, or I can try him out in the marketing field. So this would also motivate him much better. And then of course is your personal growth. Uh, whether we are in our own, of course, in our individual life, whether we are in the corporate life, because personal growth is very, very essential for any, of course, an individual. Now, as students, you would also like to clear your papers at one go. That is also personal growth. So that is area of course, a satisfaction. This gives you, of course, a satisfaction that at the first attempt, you have been able to clear it, all your papers, and you have been able to clear all those papers very well, right, with good marks. And then the other area which Herzberg had mentioned is, of course, a dissatisfaction. Now, the dissatisfaction area, now how to convert this, of course, a dissatisfaction to this, of course, a satisfaction. He had mentioned the hygiene factors. He has labeled these factors as hygiene factors. Now, hygiene is not only cleanliness, but the hygiene here means motivation. Motivation as of the working, of course, conditions, our office, it should be clean, it should be good. The people working with us should be very, very cooperative. And the job, we should love our job, then the ambience should be good. We should have all those inputs that can be given to us in order to do that job well. So this is all a part of the working, of course, conditions. Then is pay, and of course you need to feel very, very good at your job. The salary has to match your type of a job that you are doing, because it is salary, it is the pay that tends to motivate employee the best. Then is the company, of course, policies. The company, the policies is like your, of course, welfare policies that the company has, like your Mediclaim insurances, like your the holidays, your LTC. You know, this is also the working the company and policies. Then if you fall sick, then a company pays for that illness. And you have a stipulated, like a casual leave, like sick leaves, which a company, which is in those HR, of course, policies of that organization.
So all these are positive motivators.
Yes, all these are labeled by Herzberg as hygiene factors.
Okay.
So this tends to cover your, of course, dissatisfaction to your satisfaction. And once once this level goes to, of course, satisfaction, so you are more, of course, motivated to work much better. So these factors he has labeled as hygiene factors, which is very, very important. Mm-hmm. See, even in our personal life, if your family life is comfortable, so naturally your work life would be very comfortable. I have always believed like that. Family life meaning the interpersonal touch between spouses and your kids. It's a very, very essential part of it. So this is also labeled as a hygiene factor. If I you want to talk it practically, I just gave you that kind of course, an example that if I get back home and if the of course everything is good, the wife asks you that how was your day, and even I have to ask my wife, or I normally ask my wife, how was your day? That tends to motivate once we share our, once we share our that how the day was gone, what we need to be done, or how we need to improve it further. This that tends to, of course, motivate you. So this is, of course, the next point. This is an interpersonal touch with people that we have.
And it shows also interpersonal relations.
Yes, yes, that is very true. But this is at your both places, at your workplace and at your
home.
Personal life, at your home, which is very, very important to have an interpersonal touch with people, because then it tends to motivate you. You are also motivated to work better the next day, and you can give your 100 out of 100, of course, %, of your, of course, efficiency.
You can give your best.
See, if we are all stressed, if we are so, that will definitely hamper the way that is we are going to perform, because that stress leads to your not being able to giving your 100%. So stress is bad, and this is also one of this hygiene factor. Though these hygiene factors, basically, which Herzberg has mentioned, if I take it in the practical corporate sense, or even for the students, the hygiene factor is hard work. The marks is not in their control, right? But would definitely, if they work hard and smart, definitely they are able to, of course, convert this, of course, dissatisfaction to the satisfaction level. But of course, hard work is the key. They have to work very hard in order to score good, in order to reach to their objectives in life. And I have always believed objectives always motivate, of course, individuals. Whether you are students, whether it is me, whether it is you, everybody, of course, has a set, objective or a goal in life. So that can also turn your dissatisfaction to the satisfaction if step by step we are able to achieve those goals in our life, our objectives. But then these, of course, I would say, objectives need to be cut short in the time frame, of course, objectives. After 2 years, I want to be here. After 3 years, I want to be at this level. After, of course, so many years, I want to be here. And at this age, I would like to be at the top of the corporate ladder.
So these psychological aspects are also you can call it as a motivator.
Yes. See, the motivation is all between your two ears, I have always believed. So this is your mind, right? So this is, of course, intrinsic.
Okay.
Intrinsic factors is very, very important. Even if the hygiene factors are not that proper, if you are, of course, dedicated to yourself, to your objective, to your goals, I think you can still do, of course, a wonderful job, and you are able to achieve your objectives that you have set for your own self. But hygiene factors, yes, they have to be there at your workplace, at your home. This tends to motivate us better. The next study I would like to take is the ERG theory given by, of course, Aldeffer. Now, this study is, if I compare and contrast it with the Maslow study, Maslow had a pyramid of course, 5 stages. He has brought it down to 3-stage pyramid.
Okay.
The first need is, of course, an existence need. Existence is what Maslow had leveled as your basic needs, that is food, so shelter, clothing, safety. These are the basic needs which tend to exist, right?
Okay.
That is very, very essential for you to basically carry on your life in a very normal fashion. These are the needs and the wants. The second need is, he had the mention is the interpersonal touch with people as per the ERG theory. So this is the need as per the Maslow is love and
affection.
Love and affection. Then the third need is the growth need, which as per the Maslow the study was basically esteem and of course self-actualization. We all need to grow. We all need a personal growth. We all need the growth in our designation. We all need growth in our mindset with the learning, with of course experience, the number of years that we have put in our job. Growth is very, very important. Might be then a growth in money, very, very important. Then a growth in salary, increments, and then a growth in also in your mindset, and also the growth in your competencies and skills, which is very, very important. All these students, of course, managers or students who are studying, they need to continuously upgrade their knowledge and skills if they want to achieve the corporate excellence. The corporate excellence is if they want to achieve their of course objective, if they want to achieve what they want to do in their lives, it has to be a continuous improvement. Right? This is that ERG, the theory which of course Aldeffer had given it.
Maslow theory and ERG theory are quite similar.
Yes, they are quite similar, but Maslow had a longer the chain. He had a pyramid of course 5 attributes, but of course Aldeffer has broken it down to 3. Three stages. Three stages, which is more simpler to understand. And in this of course theory, he was not that strict. He told that you can of course directly start with the growth needs.
Okay.
Right? He was not that strict, but Maslow was very strict in his structure. Now he had told that till your of course lower order need has been met, you of course cannot go up to that next level, or you cannot come down to the level prior to that. But in this case, an ERG, he was not that strict. If I am in the middle, right? If that need is not met, So I can come to the needs which were prior, might be of course an existent need, or might be I can if my needs are
Directly.
met, yes. So this is vice
Directly.
versa. He was not that strict in his the structure, right? So that is why this kind of study is not used that much by the practicing, of course, the managers of today. Now, this is what he had told about Al-Defer. Now, then McClelland's need, the pyramid. Now, McClelland was another of course, a behavioral scientist that gave us this the need and a theory. The first need he had mentioned is the need for achievement. Now, what is need for achievement? We all need to, of course, achieve the task that we have planned. So everything is linked to our planning, right? What is our objectives, what we have planned, how we have planned it, and of course, objectives should be always planned according to your own competencies and skills, which is very, very important. So this is he has mentioned. Now, we all have a desire to, of course, achieve which is something difficult, master to a complex task, and we want to be, of course, ahead than others. Ahead than others means the competition. Because this is a very, very competitive world, because if you are not able to compete with others, if you are not able to continuously upgrade your skills and your competencies, might be you are left behind. So the competition can take over you, and if you are taken over by then a competition, that might give us stress. So now motivation is the best aspect to beat also competence than competitors. You should be always motivated to perform better, and always try to reach at the top, but at stages. You cannot say that right at your age, if you are doing a course of MCOM, for instance, that you would be the CEO. Now CEO is okay, you would be there, but the need for achievement has to be very, very of course conceptualized. You need to give yourself time frame. You need to, of course, analyze your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and only then you can be able to become a CEO at that corporate level. Why? Because this you are trying, it is your desire, it is your wish to become a CEO, but it is not easy. It is a difficult task. It is very something difficult. So master these complex tasks. Mastery can be just by improving your skills and competency, and you need to surpass others. Now, surpassing others is by your skills, by your competency, knowledge, your expertise, and your, of course, a positive attitude. Because attitude also plays a very, very important role in order to, of course, motivate you. So, I would like to appeal to everybody, to all my students who are seeing this program today, to have of course, a positive attitude, and this will give you, of course, a motivation or the zeal to do a better job in order to, of course, perform well and achieve those difficult objectives, or might be a complex objective which you have set for your own self. Then a second stage with the need, says it is the need for affiliation. Now, definitely, man or a lady is not a loner. We are a social animal. We need to affiliate with people. Affiliate with your bosses at your workplace, affiliate with your family members at your the home, affiliate with your peer groups at your college, and this is the warm friendships which we want to establish. And see, if you are doing well in your friendship, if you are able to make a close and interpersonal touch with people, only then you are, of course, motivated to go up to the next level. Why? You are able to share your, of course, sorrows and your joys with those close people in whom we tend to confide. Because we have certain best friends, we have friends with whom only we can talk. So concentrate on all these aspects. You need to share your feelings, your joys and your sorrows with your best friends. And you need to confide in them so that they are able to help you out, and so that you are able to achieve the most difficult task that you have been able to set for your own self. The need for power. We all need power. You know, power is something which really excites us all. Now, what is power? The power of the chair, it always excites us. The power to be there, then a power to hold on a place in your corporate level or at home, you know, that is all power. And the power is a desire to influence or control others. Now, influence other means like a boss in any organization. He has the power. He has power to control me. He has an influence over me. And I will always try to control that power. We all love power, right? So power is what we strive for. Power is what we have. And power is what we want to be.
So power is also a motivator factor.
Yes, power is also, of course, a motivator factor. Like the power of knowledge. You know, somebody has the power of money. So, see, I know the people who are not that learned, but they have lots of money. So they think the power is only money. Now, some, of course, an individual, they have lots of knowledge. And they have that power of knowledge. Why? They are able to share that knowledge with the people. So this gives them, of course, an intrinsic, of course, a motivation that we are experts. We are experts in this power. You know, this is our power. This is a strong hold. So power is a very, very essential aspect in order to motivate people. Because if you have power, then a power of money might be the power of knowledge, might be the power of your lifestyle. You know, these days we are very, very brand conscious, the people today. And
might be a power of chair.
Yeah, the power of chair is what we all strive for. You know, power of chair we all strive for, like of course in our politics, in any place that we are working, in the place of work. So then a power is we all want to reach at the top. So that is, of course, in a power, the need for power. We all strive for power, right? So power is, but is what motivates us. Why we have to be at that level, what we have thought of. But then I would like to again stress on one factor. It is all about a positive, of course, an attitude and a positive frame of mind. So motivation is nothing. It is how do we as individuals take it. You know, the motivation is your frame of mind. Motivation is a positive attitude. Motivation is set always attainable, of course, objectives and goal. Never set your objectives and goals which are too high. You can have those goals, but break them into simpler and smaller objectives, and always attach a time frame to your objectives, to your ultimate objective. Because if you set your, of course, objectives and goals too high, if you are not able to achieve it, this might give you a lot of stress, and it is very difficult to come out of that stress, right? So might be you can leave that work, you are no longer, of course, motivated to continue with that job or with that, of course, an objective that you have set for yourself. So motivation is always, it is always time-based, it is always the frame of mind, and it is always linked to the hygiene factors. You know, hygiene factor is a very, very important aspect that tends to motivate us all. Hygiene at your workplace, hygiene at home, and even the way that we think and feel, because of course emotions are also what tend to motivate us, right? Emotional feeling, the emotions at work, we need to empathize with people, and always be very humble, because humbleness also tends to motivate you, because if you are doing something for other people which is in your power, you know, you are an expert and you are able to help other people, so kindly do that. Why? Because this will also motivate you in order to that you have done a good deed, you have done a good job, and yes.
And it shows you a good human being.
Yes, it shows that you are a good human being and you are always willing to help, because helping is also motivation, and that the person that you are going to help will be always thankful to you, and he would always have a very high opinion about you. So motivation is just a mindset. And I have always believed that now I would just like to, of course, conclude, right, this the session with motivation is what we tend to perceive also, because perception is a very, very important aspect of motivation. Now, what is of course a perception? Now, a perception is what we tend to see, or what we tend to perceive, and it is totally different than what is the of course a reality, right? Of course, reality is somewhat different, and a perception is somewhat different. So you have to perceive the right attitude, that what tends to motivate me, what tends to motivate my people, and you need to, of course, perceive the needs, wants, and demands of the people with whom you are, of course, interacting. Like if I want to please my boss, this is, and I need to motivate him. So I need to understand what pleases him the most. Might be work, might be somewhat praising him, that sir, you have done a good job, you are the best in the trade, and you are the best, you have the best talent. This also might motivate him. So this, I tend to study his mindset. I tend to study the mindset of course individuals with whom I am working, and draw out a strategy how to motivate those people with whom I have to interact, with whom I have to work, and with whom I have to spend my time. Might be at my corporate level, I spend about 10 to 12 hours. Might be at home, I have been able to understand my people at home, and then I need to interact with them.
Thank you, Professor Keher. We have a very good lecture, and I think student must have motivated by you. Thank you so much for coming and enlightening us.
Of course. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you.